I say,
Top Billin.
Alright, Top Billin, you know the drill. This is not a highlight channel. This is a film study. No full plays will be shown. Stuff will be paused and rewound and slowed down ad nauseum. Alright, so I've been meaning to talk about the nickel spot for Oklahoma's defense, my Oklahoma folk, and the injury to Trey Norwood. Now, I have to admit, not the biggest Trey Norwood guy out there. I liked him when he was a freshman, when he played against Georgia, and I thought I saw some promise in him. But he's another one of those guys. I think he's a little bit too slight, moving him all around the formation. Definitely not a safety if we're talking about run support, and that type of stuff is very much prevalent when you're playing big boy football in the playoffs, which Oklahoma should be pretty much year in and year out, right? So that elevates one, Brendan Radley-Hiles. And you know, I just did the study on him. Love me some Brendan Radley-Hiles when he was in high school. I thought he was the absolute man, one of my all-time favorite prospects ever. But man, he's got a long way to go. And if we're talking about playing him at the nickel spot, not really feeling it, I gotta say it. But we'll see. He could improve and he could be what he is or what he was before in high school. So we'll see about that. But I'm super excited about one, Jeremiah Criddell. I seen this dude play, came here when I was at Rivals, working at the 5-Star Challenge or the Future 50 Rivals or whatever it's called like that. This kid is extremely physical. I just like his prospects at the nickel slot. So this particular position in Alex Grinch's defense is a very much a jump off type position. They do a lot of things with the nickel spot. Now check this out right here. You'll see the nickel go from showing head up man coverage, right, to pretty much bouncing out and being an overhang defender, almost like an off ball linebacker, right? You can pretty much call this guy a weak side linebacker at times because they will continuously bump him out. Check this out. All right, we see Radley-Hiles right here in the spring game. I just showed you the Washington State when Alex Grinch was the defensive coordinator there. Same thing right here. Showing head up man coverage, straight regular nickel slot stuff. Then look, bumps down, pretty much reduces down as an off-ball linebacker. And what is he? You pretty much say he's an outside linebacker right there in this particular situation. So your duties would be the same if they were to run some type of counter to his side or whatever. He has to have the abilities and the wherewithal to be able to function in a box as almost a pseudo linebacker. Now, you trust Brendan Radley-Hiles to do that? Come on, let's be honest here. All right, now check this out. Not to pick on Radley-Hiles. I told you before I like this kid, and people get extremely upset with stuff like that. But hey, man, I got to do the film. You want me to do the film study or not? All right? You told me to do the defensive film study. I told you I didn't want to do it because I cover Georgia for a living and Alabama, and this is some totally different stuff. This is bad, right? So check this out, man. If you see my man right here coming downhill, to be that type of player, man, you got to be truth and convicted and believe in yourself as the physicality, man. So people talk about the Kansas State hit with Brendan Radley-Hiles. The tight end wasn't looking at him. You got to be able to look a man in the eyes, right? When you look at a man in the eyes, man, it's almost like prison, baby. You know what I mean? Any one of y'all been to prison? You don't want to go to prison, man. You got to look a man in the eyes and then do something, right? So when he looks a man in the eyes, he'll intentionally try to miss something, or he won't come up and make the play for you, man. You see right there, you don't want that. That's not what you want. It's time for Oklahoma to win that natty, man. You gotta get rid of that stuff. I'm sorry. And when you're a nickel in Alex Grinch's defense, you get to do this every once in a while, right? Boom, nickel fire. Not to say that your man Brendan Radley-Hiles won't be able to execute any of this stuff, right? He very well could be that guy. But man, this brings me to this dude, Jeremiah Criddell. I gotta see me some Jeremiah Criddell out there. He fits this position to perfection. All right, so y'all remember my boy Criddell, right? Played at Mater Dei. Before that, I think he was somewhere out in California. I want to say Rancho Cucamonga or something like that. The kid is the goods, man. Top 175 player in the country. Extremely physical. 5'11". I believe he's about 200 pounds right now. So that is a key number right there. 200 pounds. If you're talking about playing a position where you have to do a little bit of box work, you got to be physical out there. And also, Criddell is a former receiver and a cornerback, right? So he has a very specialized skill set, a very diverse set of skills, if I may say so myself. And I know y'all remember when your man was throwing them horns down up on ESPN too. So let's get to it. All right, so this type of game told me a lot about a Jeremiah Criddell. Mater Dei and IMG, two of the most loaded teams in the entire country. Couldn't wait to see this game when I knew it was on the schedule, and it lived up to its billing, right? So he was going against pretty much nothing but future NFL players, and he was playing with a lot of future NFL players himself, right? So we see Noah Cain right here, Jeremiah Criddell at a post safety. Just look at the aggression. Come up and stick. That's what I like to see. Come up and stick. Don't be afraid. You got a pulling guard right here coming through on the kick out. You're the man right here. You need to stop this for a minimal gain. Come down and look. No hesitation with him. Break down in space. Look at that. I love it. Head on the outside. Arms around the waist. Wrap and roll. That's a big time tackle on a future star at Penn State, Noah Cain. All right, we see him here again at a post safety. Once again on Noah Cain, not afraid to come up and stick and wrap up. You know, keyword being wrap up, right? When you hit, you got to wrap up. I mean, an old head told me that a long time ago, if you know what I mean. Got him coming down here right here. I'm not afraid. Look at that. So think about it. Coming down from death at safety, at a safety position, at a post safety at that, it's probably a lot scarier to me than being in close quarters playing a box role. Even though you'll be around bigger bodies and everything like that, there's no hesitation there. The physicality is there, and you can just see it in the form. I don't know if y'all ever seen Jeremiah Criddell, but dude is pretty rocked up, right? He's a solidly built safety, and that's before he get that program with that crazy strength and condition coordinator that Oklahoma has. Now check this out. This is let me see, your strength of schedule on 10 right here, right? This is like fighting Deontay Wilder or something like that. Trey Sanders, right? Trey Sanders in a gun split, taking it up, Phil. Look at your man coming in the box. No fear, big Trey Sanders, future superstar. Look at it. Solo tackle on him in the hole. Come on, this is some stuff that you will see in college. This is big time football right here. Not afraid, head on the outside. Look at him driving with his legs. You don't got to be all super flashy with it. You got to get these men on the ground. Head on the outside, protect your neck. Wu-Tang style. I don't know why I said that. I don't like Wu-Tang, man. But look at that. Get him to the ground. Nice. All right, here we go. Same situation right here going against Noah Cain. Now, this is just pure in the box warfare. So they used him just pretty much to run the box that entire game against IMG. Look at him. Noah Cain. So right here, I think Criddell's about 188 pounds. Noah Cain like 210, 215 or something like that. It doesn't matter. He's not afraid. Maybe he's going to get taken for a little bit of a ride, but you can see him right there being competitive, and the physicality is not a factor. All right, here we go. A little bit of a reckless abandon. Do what you got to do. Boom. Well, she was number 4 still. Maybe he'll be that in the future. All right, man. So I wish I could show you guys some of the camp reps, especially the ones from my former employer, but I don't want to get a copyright strike and get my channel taken away like it was almost just from some damn camp reps. So people out there clout chasing and stuff, so I can't entertain you guys and show you guys the real. So I definitely want to show you his ability in coverage. But if you look at Alex Grinch's defense, a lot of combination coverage, a lot of stuff converts to man coverage on the back end, meaning the safeties that have to take on the responsibilities of man coverage as well on vertical routes. So a lot of stuff going on right there. Physicality will be the thing as far as the nickel position goes, just for the fact that he likes to flex it off, reduce it, back off the ball, and play a little bit of a linebacker. And then also, if he does it like he was doing it at Washington State, they start stemming on the line. The farthest gap or the D gap or whatever, however you want to call it, that will become the nickel backs as well. So he has to have that physicality and be a little bit stout. I think Jeremiah Criddell fits that to a T. But there are others there, and hopefully Brennan Radley-Hiles does his thing and we don't have to talk about that anymore. The more the merrier, but if not, I want to see Jeremiah Criddell. All right, Once again, thank you. Maybe I'll get a Oklahoma Patreon site one day in the future so I can do a lot of the stuff where I won't have any restrictions like I do with my Georgia stuff. But until then, it's your boy, the Underground King, Top Billin Sports, Murf Baldwin, and I am out. Peace.
What more can I say?
Top Billin.